this. When I started in account acquisition training, one of the books that was assigned to me was called Hope is Not a Strategy. Because I guess you guys can agree that hope is not a strategy, that we shouldn't hope for the best, we should plan for the best and then execute it. And so when you look at your what you want everybody else to do. So today we're going to revisit with Pua in California. And one of the reasons we're revisiting with her, because she's actually doing this stuff. And so we're going to ask Pua a couple questions. And by the way, she's not only chatting with estate liquidators and probate attorneys and stuff like that, but she's temporarily entered into our FSBO and expired program, which, by the way, guys, meets every day at 11:30 Eastern time, where we discuss expireds or buy owners. And if you want to just come in here and chat with us, we are we're able to equip you. We don't want to do buy owners or expireds long term. It's really kind of a short term. How do you get quick listings? And if somebody goes, I've been doing buy owners for 2 years, like Pua, you said you never got in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to change that. And because something's wrong if nobody ever lets you in the door. And it's probably the presenter. And I say that lovingly. And but we can stop that. We can get you in the door of buying owners and expireds, and just do it temporarily. Because you guys, everybody here should have 5 actives, 2 pendings. That's your minimum number to get to. Now, most people do not have, 5 active and 2 pendings. But for a lot of you, we want you to live at least with 2 closings a month, 1 or 2 closings every month, which is what you guys want. But you might jump into the FSBO and expired program 11:30 Eastern time each day, Monday through Friday. By the way, if you want to do open houses, pop in at 1:00 on Fridays. And I know how to get buyers to stop and talk with you as opposed to not make eye contact. It goes back to, again, what's your presentation? What are you saying? What are you doing? What are you asking? So hope is not a strategy. We're going to talk to Pua out in the Bay Area of California. And so Pua, tell me what happened about, you said your mindset. You got so much stuff going on, but your mindset, go ahead and share that.
Well, I have been, it's been crazy for me for the past 2 years, but I joined this team probably the end of July, And it was interesting because when Brian connected with me, it was at a point where I was already looking for something different because what I was doing was not working. The team I was on, I did not feel I was getting any not any support, but the support that I felt I needed. And the approach made me feel like I was begging. And so I joined this team. So far, it's lit a fire in me because it aligns with my faith belief that, I'm helping versus begging. And last week, when we were talking about our connectors, I had already on the books an appointment to meet with a friend of mine who I always attached a negative connotation to her, that she's a nosy busybody in everybody's business. And last week, Brian made the comment about she's a super connector. And that literally, and on Friday when I met with her, I kind of asked her, hey, all the people that connect with, do you have any estate, um, CPAs, any of that? And she came up with an estate lawyer who's also a judge. So I kind of asked her, I said, hey, do you mind introducing me to your friend? And she turned around, she says, why? You're not in that field. And I looked at her, and the voice of Brian in my head just popped in, and it says, well, I recently changed teams, and my focus is now more CPAs, retirement home connections. And she said, oh, okay. And she said, do you have any business cards? And I know Brian has always said, don't give business cards, but I figured, well, she's my friend, and, she can also look at my business card and tell me her truth, whether she liked it or not. And she looked at it and she says, oh, much better, because I changed my card. And she says, you don't look so frumpy. I said, oh, thanks a lot. So when we were hugging and saying goodbye, she turned around and she told me, well, she's out of town this weekend. She'll probably be back Monday or Tuesday, she says, and I'll
I'm very intentional about what I'm doing. I know everybody here wants an account, but they're not, how do I put this? They're chasing too many squirrels, and they're doing things that are tension relieving, but not goal achieving. And there's a big difference. I'm putting out this fire. I'm doing this. I got to run errands. Anything but doing the most important thing. And if you do the most important thing for a year, you're probably done with lead generation. As long as you keep the account, you're done for good. And what I like about Pooh's got a big schedule, but she's finding time to be able to sit down, just chat with people. And most of these are your friends, Pua. They're not even vendors. There's two groups of people you can get this from, guys. Your PC or your VC. Your VC are your vendors that you know. And I still challenge all of you, call 5 appraisers today and share with them that I love probate and I need to find an appraiser who's got probate experience. And they will brag to you. And then call an estate liquidator, call your title company. People will brag to you how much business they do in these areas. And by the way, is that impossible to do what I just recommended? Is that really hard? Thank you, Kimberly. By the way, if you guys don't mind, I'm on video. I'd love for you to be on video as well. And because I can't call on you, if I can't ask you a question or get your opinion if I can't see you. So just, we're all friends here. Hello, Patricia.
Hi.
Thanks for being with us.
Brian, can I add a couple things to
Yeah.
this activity? Earlier this month, I said yes to a flyer that I got in the mail about attending a Social Security information meeting, 2-hour information meeting. It was given by a CPA who's looking for other avenues where she can present this information. Well, because I am part of the Cursillo group. It's a faith group in San Jose. I figured, this is a great way for that, as well as my getting my foot in to meet with her about the vendor, the real estate side of it. So I have an appointment with her on Friday at 9:00. And then next Tuesday is our San Jose, Silicon Valley Chamber of Commerce meet and greet, which I have never attended in my life, but I signed up for, which my knees are quaking because I'm an introvert extrovert. So my first meeting with someone can be very intimidating for me. But once I start chatting, you can't shut me up. So I'm kind of excited yet not excited about Tuesday, but I'm going to step out of my comfort zone and go to one of these.
You guys are going to find out it's actually fun. And because you really will. I mean, I'd rather go to a function and talk to one person. I don't work the room. I'm not that guy. I want to talk to one person in the corner, find out about their faith, find out about their life, and just talk. And that's a great night for me. 50 people in the room, I'd like to meet that one person I just have a conversation with. And
I'll make that my goal, one person.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's one of those things, if you're judging, will this work or will it not work? And you haven't worked it, your opinion doesn't count. If you're saying this won't work, but you've never tried it. And my mom always said, how do you know if you're going to like it or not if you didn't try it? And because I was so shy as a kid, I was so afraid of failure that if I didn't learn how to swim as a kid, because I figured everybody else would be judging me. If I got in the pool and I was flailing along everywhere, I would look like a fool. So I didn't learn how to swim because I was afraid of being judged by everybody. People don't think of us that much. People don't judge us like we would think. We're not even on their minds. Go forward, fail. You're not going to embarrass yourself. You're going to learn something. And what I need to do is start interviewing other people on this call. I get Jacqueline Barnes, I get Pua, and I get James Buckley, Patrick in Florida. And I'd love to chat with you guys to be able to say, tell us your story. What happened? Did you go forth and embarrass yourself? Good. Glad to hear it. Go do it again. Guys, I mean it. You, I'm just a dude like you guys. And, you know, I went to a community college and I didn't finish. I was a computer program, a complete introvert. And, but I risked it. I, I got introduced, as Pua was saying, either by a PC or a VC. In the beginning, it was PC, personal contacts. And that's exactly what Pua said. Now, James Buckley in Washington, D.C., usually you chat with him, it's mostly VCs, vendor contacts. And because the presentation's different, with the PC, you ask for help, just like Pua did. Literally, can you introduce me? A VC is a vendor. We need to help them first. And so that's what I'm hoping that everybody here begins to execute it. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Once you get an account like Jackie Barnes, where she sat with a probate attorney last week and a publisher, and the probate attorney goes, I want you to meet my business partner. It's like, it's in a way, if she starts getting business from those guys, she's done. You know, you know, I get so much business from Enterprise Rent a Car that the relocation business, for most agents, you'd be done. Yeah, I don't need any more business. Making 400 grand a year from an account. Or Peter, the probate attorney, man, that guy's been sending me business for years and years and years and years. Or even Sandy Gullowitz, an estate liquidator. Or my son's guitar teacher. I got enough business from one person, generally over 100 grand a year, when you're making $4,000 a deal. Because in St. Louis, that's what I was making, about $4 grand a deal, which means I had to do a lot of volume to make 100 grand. But most of us could live off of one account, because some markets, they pay 15 grand a deal. Kimberly, they're 20 grand a deal, more than that.
Yeah, 25 usually ish. I mean, the one I have I'm going to be closing soon is more like 30. So yeah, it just really depends on your market.
Yeah,
That's San Jose.
and it really is not get there. Trust the process. This is not made up stuff. And very shortly here, everybody here on this call in the marketplace is going to become a member of the Business Development Coalition. You're going to find the platform for getting introduced is going to get, I'm going to say, really easy. And so we created the Business Development Coalition for Sarasota. I'm sorry, Los Angeles, Chicago, for you to get introduced. And when you tell your friend, because James Buckley is the state director for the state of Maryland for the Business Development. Some of you will be a regional director. But the commitment that James has made to everybody on this call, not just James, we're putting him at such a leadership level that we really see some big things that James and I would like to see happen to him. And so we're going to have different levels, but when you introduce yourself, Kenny, in Ocala, in the future, as not any experience agent, but I'm with the Business Development Coalition, or Patrick Friel in Florida, that he is with the Business Development. You're going to get doors open for you. People are going to want to meet with you. And plus, when we give you your coalition book, where Rick in Chicago, did you get yours? You're muted. You're muted, Rick. One message for every, but the message is different depending upon who you're talking to. So we support that because we want to get you to 5 and 2. You know, depends on what level of business you want. You know, but ideally you live at 5 active and 2 pendings, or you live at 10 and 4. You want more? Build something bigger? We talk that level through the conversation. So, well,
Just get to it. We got to make those calls. Step out of your comfort zone.
yeah, I had a really good call with Kimberly this morning, and we'll talk about Kimberly. We'll have some conversations with this whole group later because we got to get your thing going.
Right.
And you have a similar vision that James does, and I love supporting you guys in that. I'm your biggest fans. I want this to happen for you, and so from this, that we count on you the next 7 days to do what?
Follow through.
So Jimmy, thank you, my friend. Nice to see you. So I'm going to ask a question. What does
Make the
follow
contacts
through
follow through them and make sure that if those contacts don't yield anything, to continue to make contacts until something
So
yields.
I love, thank you, Patrick, for what you said. In the chat room, I love Jim Rohn, Rohn, and he passed away. He's one of my favorite speakers. When you go to his conventions in the past, he used a chalkboard. Even when we had PowerPoint slides, I got to write something down. And this is on one of his cassette tapes years ago. And it literally is, I have a box here and I need a number. What I heard, and not picking on you, Jimmy, I appreciate your bravery.
Oh,
Yeah, you know that. But it would be, it's like if you ask people at your church to go disciple, and they go, I got it, I'm with you. is describing what you want to do, but describing it in a number is more intentional. So what does that look like that we can all say next week? Did you do it? You did follow up with contacts. You don't have to say a big number. Just say a number you're going to do. Because
So
Nadia,
I can agree to probably
10 people.
10 people.
Not, by the way, prior to next Wednesday, I want to have a little one-on-one with you. I want to unpack that, okay? And I want to hear what happened. I think if I hear what you did, thanks, Patricia, for putting something in the chat room there. I want to hear what you did so I can help you move those people along. What we're looking for, as Poole was saying, a super connector. I have an amazing super connector in London, and he's still connecting me with a guy named Gunnar, who used to run the Robert Morris Church out of Texas, and which was humongous. He left the church, now he's in the financial stuff. But I'm just saying, you find a super connector in your life, they'll keep bringing you opportunities. So there are connectors and there are super connectors. So on that note, so happen with your 5 people. If you do that, I'll brainstorm with you. I'll help you get across the finish line faster. We'll put your books as a priority. People, everybody here is going to get books from us and websites from, it's all free. But the ones we're going to build them first for are the ones who are doing what Patricia just said, what Jimmy just said, what Patrick said. When you guys are executing, we really want to support you. Because first of all, we know it's going to work. All I got to do is just got to go do it. So Nadia, you are a go-getter in Chicagoland. Now, I think she's driving right now, so maybe she won't be able to talk. Yes, she is. But what I'm looking for, guys, is a number. In Jimmy's words, there's how many people I'm going to contact, new people I'm going to contact, PCs or VCs. You have to make the decision on this call, but you got to make a decision over the next 7 days. Like Pooh has been doing. She's been focusing on her friends and kind of randomly just asking people questions. As long as we're together at dinner, I'm going to ask people something that I never asked before. And it's happening. And that's why we're talking with her. James, do you have out of Washington, D.C. area, you have something
Yeah,
reflect on
I
today?
think persistence is everything. I mean, you got to start, which frankly is like the persistence in overcoming your own the own voice in your head that's telling you you can't do it or you're going to fail. So you got to persistently shut down that voice. And then when you're reaching out to whoever you're going to reach out to, they may not answer the first time or the second time. I finally got a sit down with the senior living director, and at first it was emails and then a phone call, and we were supposed to have a phone call, but then she got sick and then she didn't answer. Finally, we met in person, and that was a breakthrough because I met her at her community. She talked to me about different options to integrate myself into the community, and what a positive event would look like at their community. She told me what she didn't like about the other real estate.
And it's, I'm glad that you brought that word. It's interesting. This weekend, that's what we were talking with kids about. Now we're talking with adults about it. Persistence. And Jimmy describing now you're just only a part of the industry. You no longer need to go after it. I mean, really in my career, I didn't have to go after business. It was just trying to handle 15 pendings at a time, 20 actives at a time. Persistence wasn't even a thing. It was how I brought, it was toleration, client chaos. Be careful what you ask for if you're doing 35 deals at once. You have 35 other agents that are a challenge. Um, so we're going to wrap up here in just a minute. Jacqueline Barnes, do you have any other
So
takeaways, or Patricia?
I started looking at my sphere of influence, and then I took a friend for dinner, and then she started saying that her aunt, who is in the late 70s, was planning to sell her house, and that she was talking to some realtors, and then I said, "Oh," and then I said that, "Hey, I can." I can connect. I work with many investors. If you want, we can start there, and then I can help your aunt. So yeah, now they signed the listing agreement yesterday. So it was just, a get together with a friend for dinner. And I knew she had an elderly aunt because I know my friend for a long time. But just to be there when she needed some help. And then she said, "I'm so happy you are helping us because I won't trust anyone else." So, just going out with dinner with a friend brought me a listing. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So you're in the Sarasota market, pretty soon here, we're going to have a position for you in the Business Development Coalition,
Mhm.
which when you tell that to an appraiser or an estate liquidator,
Right.
people will take a meeting with you,
Nice.
right? And because we want PC business, but we want VC introductions,
Right.
Then
That will be my 5 people this week.
right? So very good. What'd you say? What was your commitment? Right there, I write that down.
5 people.
Thank you, whoever said that. So thank you, Richard. So 5 people by Patricia O'Leary. And great, Patricia, I do hope you and I can speak before next Wednesday. I want to help
Yes.
unpack what you discovered. Anybody who does this, I'll take a private meeting with you. I really want to help you figure out last word here, and then we'll have to wrap up.
Yeah. Is my mic on? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry I was late. I missed the whole beginning, but I know you'll post it because I wanted to hear what Pua, had to say. I know it was good. But I actually was meeting with my client to be. I haven't gotten the paperwork signed yet, but it's a probate property. And it's not related to the attorney that I was, talking to before.
Right.
I just spoke with the probate attorney for this morning. I'd never spoken with them before. And we're trying to list this probate, so they're right now getting stuff out the house. And so it's
I
kind of
see that.
interesting.
That's an
But
amazing,
I'll need to talk
that's
with you,
amazing
about that. But
opportunity. It's
pardon?
a new estate liquidator and a new probate attorney.
Yes.
And it's like those things can develop into just a whole business plan, just those 2 people.
Yeah, it
And
kind of feels like it's going back
an agent goes, I met these two people, they're both referring me business. I'm
Mhm.
done. I'm now moving from business development into business services only. And that was my career for a long time. I didn't do any more business development. We're just trying to handle volume and keep getting referrals along the way. So
Okay.
guys,
But this is my, can I share this? This is my favorite from your community. Wait a minute.
Overcoming the negative conversation, that inner dialogue that's going on all the time. Do this, you don't have
But I
speakers.
love it. I
And,
love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Shut up!
I love, yeah, shut up, right. And it's funny. Hey, Jackie, Jacqueline, thanks for sharing that. It's interesting. If you on a piece of paper, Les Brown will cheer you up, and Jim Rohn will keep questioning you. Are you trying hard enough? Are you doing it? He's got more of the questions, and Les is super motivational. So thank you about doing it for a few months, not forever, just fun to go out, get a listing, because I know how to do that. So let me know, just pop on those calls if you want to. Otherwise, Pua, thank you again for letting us interview you, and we'll catch you guys later.
Thanks, Brian.
Be blessed.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Very have a good week.
Patrick.
Mhm. Mhm.